Hi, welcome back, Trekkers and Trekkers. Well, let's continue on with Coming of Age. Captain Jean-Luc Picard greets his friend Admiral Gregory Quinn and his assistant Lieutenant Commander Dexter Remick aboard the Enterprise. For classified reasons, Quinn has ordered Remick to perform an investigation of the Enterprise and its crew and expects Picard to fully cooperate. Remick's query causes tension in the crew, particularly when he questions the trustworthiness of the senior staff based on their personal logs and past actions. A young cadet, having failed the Starfleet Academy entrance examination, attempts to run away in the shuttlecraft but ends up drifting. Picard is able to direct the cadet to pilot the shuttle away from a planet by bouncing off the atmosphere. Interesting. The investigation is completed, and Remick informs both Picard and Quinn that there is no sign of wrongdoing, and expresses his interest in joining its crew in the future. Quinn tells Picard that he feels there is an unknown force that has infiltrated Starfleet, and he was seeking to assure himself of his trust of Picard and the Enterprise crew. To help combat this threat, Quinn offers Picard a promotion to Admiral and a job overseeing Starfleet Academy, which would place Picard near Quinn at all times. Picard mulls the offer for some time, but eventually declines. Yeah, that's a good idea. Meanwhile, Wesley prepares to take the Academy entrance exam himself. He succeeds in passing several parts of the exam, and helps Murdoch, a highly talented Benzite and fellow competitor, to solve difficult test problems so that they may both advance. Wesley is worried about the psychological part of the exam, and he's directed to a room to wait for the test to start. While waiting, he hears an explosion nearby, and leaves the room to investigate. He finds two men trapped by fallen components in a fire-engulfed room. Wesley helps to release one man wounded under a heavy pipe, and tries to coax the other man to leave the burning room, but the man refuses. Wesley is forced to leave the scared man inside and drags the other man to safety. Outside the room, he soon realizes that this was the psychological test. Eventually, the cadets are told of the results, and Murdoch is granted admission into Starfleet Academy, while Wesley is encouraged to try again next year. Murdoch thanks Wesley for his help and wishes him future success. After Wesley returns to the Enterprise, Picard confides in him that he also failed the examination the first time. Really? That's a bit of a shock. Anyway, let's look at some production notes here. Although Mike Vehar directed only this single episode of The Next Generation, he later directed several episodes of Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. Nice. Hannah Louise Shearer conducted an uncredited script rewrite. They left the details of the conspiracy deliberately open, as plans are already underway for a follow-up story. Coming of Age features several firsts for The Next Generation, including the first appearance of a shuttlecraft in the series, and the first appearance of a Vulcan in a speaking role within the series. Only a quarter of the shuttlecraft set was built for Coming of Age, with the set expanded gradually according to the scene requirements in Season 2. Due to construction errors with the full-scale model, it failed to match the miniature. A similar shuttle pod with a new shuttle design was later used, first appearing in Darmok. Several previous episodes are referenced during Remick's investigation, including Where No One Has Gone Before, The Battle, Angel 1, and Justice. In a scene cut from the episode, the crew celebrate Wesley's 16th birthday on the presumption that he wouldn't be on the ship at the time due to joining the Academy. Yeah, let's just say that, well, that didn't end up happening. Guest stars included Robert Schenken as Remick, who had been a fan of the original series. He later won a Pulitzer Prize for his 9-act play, The Kentucky Cycle. Robert Ito had previously been a cast member on Quincy Ami. Guest stars Daniel Riordan and John Putch later appeared in the franchise in different roles. Riordan appeared as a Bajoran in the Deep Space Nine episode Progress. Putch later returned as a different Benzite in the Next Generation episode A Matter of Honor and in the film Star Trek Generations. The events of the episode are followed up in Conspiracy, which also features the return of Costello and Schenken as Quinn and Remick. Wesley would retake his Starfleet Academy exam in Samaritan Snare. Yeah, I wonder how he did that time, but we'll get to that episode when we get to it. So overall, this is a pretty enjoyable episode, and the whole thing about an unknown force infiltrating Starfleet is actually kind of interesting, and I'm glad they brought it up in this episode. So overall, I give Coming of Age 4 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me soon as we take a look at Heart of Glory. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.